The following is the Tony Lasano podcast, an Opie show on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. This is Free Kicks. Okay, Adam, this season we've decided that we're going to start playing some commentary from games, things that we'd like things that we're going to talk about in the show. We'll kick it off here with this amazing moment.
There it is, the Hungarian Szoboszlai with a ripper of a free kick.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the replays too. We're just going to keep watching here. I mean, what a goal! Was that an incredible goal or what?
It was a heck of a free kick. Absolutely, definitely worthy to win a game.
You know, those free kick goals, those are the ones that you remember.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'll never forget David Beckham's one that he scored against Greece to get England into the World Cup.
Yeah, in fact, that's the reason that guy is so popular and famous, right? His free kicks. All right, well, we have a lot to discuss today, so we should just get to it. It's time for Free Kicks.
And now, Free Kicks. Free Kicks with Illinois Youth Soccer Association's Director of Coaching, Adam Howarth, and Rick Kemper.
So last week we thought that the window had closed or was about to close, and we didn't think that there were going to be many more changes. But, oh, look at this. There's quite a few more. So let's talk about some of them because there's a lot of grumbling out there. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yes, obviously people frustrated, upset with losing their best players. And the whole idea of looks like players are able to initiate their own moves.
Right. Yeah, you hate to have people in a free society have control over their own destiny, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that's let's look at some of those moves because Isak is going to Liverpool. It really did happen. We were talking about this last week, and it looked like Newcastle was trying to block it, but you really have no choice when somebody decides they're not going to play for you anymore.
Yeah. And this is a really tough one because obviously we're talking about a massive amount of money.
Yeah.
125 million, just craziness. So by far probably one of the top 2 or 3 strikers in the world. So this is it. Frustrating that he was able to, kind of be a little bit of a baby and say, I'm not playing anymore. I want to go play with this team. So that was probably where Newcastle was. But like you said, at the end, it got to the point where, what are you going to do here? Going to have a player sit on the bench or deal with this situation? So that's what they did.
125 million doesn't hurt.
No, it's not. It's nothing to sniff at for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Might be able to go get a player with that, although not during this session. The thing though about Liverpool as a Liverpool supporter is, did we really need another striker when we really needed was defense?
Yeah, defender would have been nice, and you had the player right there, but it was right at the end. Gahey was there ready to join, but the $35 million was accepted, but just fell through at the last minute.
Yeah, what happened was they were trying to get a defender to replace him. Mm-hmm. Crystal Palace was, and then they couldn't, and so they said, sorry, deal's off. Basically, that's how it worked out. All right, so Manchester City also made a big move. We were talking about Ederson was on his way out. Ederson, great goalkeeper, right? So what do you do? You get the only one that I could think of that's better. That's
true.
Donnarumma from PSG, maybe the best goalkeeper in the world right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a heck of a coup to get him for a fairly cheap amount. We're talking about 25-30 million.
Right.
Really tough on James Trafford, who's just joined them thinking that he was going to be the number one. So that's a tough one on him. So we'll see. We'll see how this all kind of works out. But if I'm James Trafford, I'll be a little frustrated. That's for sure.
Well, if you ask me, I think Donnarumma is the reason why PSG won the Champions League. I mean, he was at least one of the top 3 or 4 reasons.
Yeah, no question. Shot stopping, by far one of the best, if not the best in the world.
Yeah.
A lot of questions about his feet and his footwork, but,
well, we'll find out.
How much is he going to need to do, when Man City has the ball in the attacking half most of the time? So,
That's a great point.
I guess that's always the question.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the biggest thing is, and he's not that old, if I remember. I think he's
still in his 20s. Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes it even more tougher for James Trafford not to keep harping on that. But yeah, he left a starting position to come in thinking he was going to be a starter. But
he also enters the Premier League immediately as the very best Gianluigi in the league.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Yeah. Let's talk about Brentford, because Brentford lost another player this week, and that's Wissa, who also kind of bullied Brentford into sending him to Newcastle.
Yeah, exactly. They kind of did the same thing. I know it was kind of one of those things. The Newcastle fans are upset about dealing with Isak. Obviously he sat out until he got his move, and Wissa kind of did the same thing, and Newcastle ended up getting Wissa from Brentford because he hadn't been playing for them either.
Right.
So
the
good thing is they've been able to replace a few players with where it is, and obviously the Nick Woltemade, the German player, also came in as a striker from Stuttgart.
Yeah.
So those 2 players are going to probably come in and make a difference, and they already had Jacob Ramsey from Villa and Elanga from Nottingham Forest. So, I mean, they've done okay. They've got some players in.
They do.
But it's no Isak. Isak was a proven match winner. That's the problem.
He was, yeah. All right.
So that's the tough one.
Well, we also just go over these quickly. Tottenham Hotspur brought in Moani from PSG. Harvey Elliott goes to Aston Villa from Liverpool, which I can understand. They certainly are. Yeah. He's not going to get any playing time at Liverpool. Zinchenko went from Arsenal to Nottingham Forest because he wasn't really playing much at Arsenal either. And then Gundogan, who we were talking before we started taping here.
Yeah.
Gundogan never really did much in his return trip to Man City, and so he has packed up and left for Galatasaray.
Yep.
I can never say that team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he'll get playing time there for sure. And I have a funny feeling his this coming World Cup is going to be his last anyway with Germany, and he probably won't even be playing that much. So
yes, true. That's true. Yeah.
Now the weirdest story, and we were also talking about this before we started taping, and that is the saga of Emi Martinez. Why don't you tell everybody what's going on with him?
Yeah, very interesting one. At the end of the last season, he was clapping and tears were in his eyes as if to say that was his last game. Then he came back, played the first 2 games, I think, and then this last game. I don't know if you ever saw the interview about he was asking Emery about who was going to be playing, and he just said, why is he not in the starting lineup? And he just said, Bizot. Okay, so I guess Bizot was playing in that game. Okay. And unfortunately for Bizot, he had a bit of a shocker, gave away a penalty kick, and then let a couple of goals in, and they end up losing 3-0 to Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And then everybody's thinking Martinez is off, he's out, he's not playing in this game, he's not in the squad. And then transfer window closes, nobody picks him up, and he signs a 4-year contract. Very bizarre.
Very bizarre is right. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about. Well, we've already talked about everyone's kind of ticked off at Liverpool for quote-unquote buying a title, right?
Basically, yes.
Yes, but they're also ticked off at Chelsea because Chelsea is like selling so many players that they have brought in over £300 million from sales in this window, which is a new record. And one of the ones that they sent off was Nicholas Jackson. And that had kind of happened at the last moment.
Yes, that was a big one to Bayern Munich. I think there's some situations in there, but it could raise up to close to 80 million, which is I think, I mean, Nicholas Jackson proved that he could score some goals, but he was very inconsistent in terms of finishing. He's very raw.
Right.
There's a lot of potential. You think of him as having a lot of potential, but my goodness, he could definitely, from a patient standpoint, you just wonder, oh my goodness, why don't you pass? Why don't you score here, or whatever it may be? It was one of those. So I think from a business standpoint, I think they only signed him for 25, 30 to sell him to a team like Bayern Munich for 80.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Can't
I don't know how they do it.
It's really, really good. Yeah. I mean, some of the players, like I said, they got rid of some of the players that they needed to. Now they did bring in Garnacho,
They did.
for a fairly cut rate price in terms of, I think it was around about 40 million or so. So that's a good, I think he's a really good player. I think if he can figure out he's got a little bit of an attitude, right? You could sense that he's got, if he gets a bit upset with certain things, but if he can,
he's young, he's immature. I think that's
exactly.
a good
But
way
he's
of
got so much. Again, he's a player that's got speed, can take players on. I mean, he can change games. That's the type of player he is. So I think that's a nice little pickup, because Chelsea needs another winger, a bit short on those wingers.
But it is always fun to see a player leave United and do well elsewhere because they're not doing well at United.
I know, exactly.
And they really didn't do much in the window either. Manchester United.
No, I mean, they got the goalkeeper in, so they obviously got the young
the
Belgian goalkeeper, so maybe the Courtois understudy. In Salmons, I believe, is his last name, so I don't know too much about him, to be honest. So they decided to go with him rather than Martinez.
Yep. So
we'll see. And, they've still got those strikers that they're relying on, potentially. I do believe their striker left. I think they one of the strikers there that came in last year that really wasn't very, very good. He ended up going over to Napoli, I believe it was.
Okay.
They lost a few, made a little bit of money on a few others, but I think same old for Manchester United. They got to figure out their team dynamics first of all. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and watching the coach on the sideline, the manager on the sideline during the games, he wears his heart on his sleeve, but not in a way that some of these other guys do. Not in an enthusiastic way, kind of in a God, why did I take this job sort of way. You see each time that the players stink it up, he just goes, "This hurts my soul."
Yeah, very, very bizarre.
Yeah,
very bizarre. Yeah, so it's tough. So I mean, they got two players like Rasmus Højlund was who I was talking about.
Yeah,
and Jadon Sancho looks like he's gone to Villa on a loan as well. And Anthony they finally got rid of as well. So they got rid of some of their big groups. But when you think about the players that they brought in, that's a lot of money they spent, and they ended up losing. I mean, they lost millions on those players for sure,
without question. Especially Sancho. I mean, they really lost on him. All right, let's talk about what's happening on the pitch, because there were some fun moments this past weekend. James Milner. Is there anybody that doesn't love James Milner?
Not that I know of. The guy is just the fittest player. He's like one of the fittest players in the league. He's like always comes back in amazing shape. Everybody talks about his work rate. And he just does it every single week when he plays. Yeah. He's unbelievable.
And he scored a goal this past weekend for Brighton, and now has scored. This is one of those cool little stats. Has scored against goalkeepers born in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
That's amazing.
Amazing. That's who's going to ever top that?
Yeah, exactly. And just so everybody knows, he scored a goal against a little club called Manchester City to win it. So that was the thing. I mean, it was the first goal, but to beat Man City, one of his former clubs that he played at, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I think he has played on every team then. Also,
yeah, he really has. Exactly.
He played at Chelsea too, didn't he?
No, he didn't. He never did. That's one team, yeah. And he also started playing in the league when he was 16 years old. So he was at Leeds when they were in the Premier League before they just got back in. So they were many years ago.
The original
16-year-old. Yeah, it's over 20, probably 24 years ago. I mean, it's crazy because he's close to 40, if not 40. So, what an amazing player in terms of his being such a great servant, and obviously the ability to still make impacts in games is absolutely amazing.
Yep.
Really, really cool. And he was player of the match. They actually rated him as the best player on the field. That gives you an idea of the impact that he had. Yeah. Amazing.
Love it. All right, let's talk about the game that you suggested would be the game of the week. It turned out to be not quite as exciting.
Yeah.
But we already played the clip, the beautiful goal that won it. I wanted to make an observation about what I saw watching that game because I'm a big fan of Liverpool. And for that game, they had 0 English players in their starting lineup. I can't remember the last time I saw that. Not a single English player. Alisson, Szoboszlai, Konate, Van Dijk, Kirkez, Gravenberch, McAllister, Salah, Wirtz, Gapko, and Ekitike. 0 Englishmen.
Wow.
And Arsenal had 2. They had Declan Rice and Madueke. And that's it.
Yeah.
So,
although you could argue that Eze should have played from the beginning.
He should have.
There would be 3.
And by the way, he looks good already.
Oh, he's going to be great for them.
Oh my God.
He's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I thought it was interesting. And again, a lot of people were saying the same thing with Eze. It was like, and I think Arteta came out and said, well, he's still acclimatizing. The guy played last week for Crystal Palace.
Right, exactly.
So it's not like he's out of shape. He can play. He could jump straight in. Again, that's choices. He brought him in with 20 minutes left. It was still 0-0 at that point.
Yeah.
I would have brought him in at half-time, to be honest, at the very least.
Sure.
I mean, the guy is a difference maker. There's no question.
And a difference maker against Liverpool. I mean, they were saying that 3 of his last 4 games now have been against Liverpool.
Yes, absolutely.
And he always plays well because he's got that speed. He's just so quick. His feet are quick. He's fun to watch.
There was one little move on the side.
I know which one you're talking about.
It was exquisite.
It was amazing.
He flicked it past the guy, and the guy was just like, "What the heck?" I think it was whoever. I think it was Szoboszlai.
I think it was
right on the right side. Yeah. So, but he didn't even see it coming. Yeah. So if you go back, just watch the last 20 minutes. Those people go back onto YouTube. Just find that clip where Eze just made that Liverpool defender, could have been Szoboszlai, could have been somebody else, just make him look really silly. That's what he's going to do.
And then immediately turned into the box. You know what I mean? Yes. It was like direct. He wasn't one of these players looking for somebody else. He's like, going into the box. I'm going to score here. He didn't score, but, that's the point I'm talking about.
I hope, and I know England's very lucky with the players they got, and we've got a few injuries. But he's got to play a lot for England now. He really does. He has to be in that starting lineup somehow. Figure that out.
Yeah, what are you going to take down Harry Kane? But
he'll play underneath. I mean, we'll just play with him and Cole potentially.
Well,
Palmer,
Cole's hurt, right?
Tents. He's out. So he's out. He probably needs a good amount of time off. Get some rest. So
we'll slip him right into that Cole Palmer slot.
Exactly.
All right, weird stat of the week. We are about to make our picks coming up here in just a few moments for the season. So, and everyone's been joking about how Arsenal is constantly finishing in second place. Well, it turns out they have finished in second place more than any other team in Premier League history. They have finished in second place 9 times.
There you go.
Man City 7, Chelsea 4, Liverpool 4, Man City 3, Newcastle 2, Tottenham, Aston Villa, and Blackburn Rovers also each once for a second place finish. So a little stat to keep in mind.
Tells you everything you need to know, Arsenal fans. There you go.
That's right.
Always the bridesmaid.
All right, Free Kicks is brought to you by the Illinois Youth Soccer Association.
Illinois Youth Soccer has been proudly serving the Illinois soccer community since 1975 and has a strong history of credibility. Illinois Youth Soccer is a non-profit corporation, official state association, a charter member of U.S. Soccer Federation, administers U.S. Soccer Federation coaching programs, the Olympic Development Program, and U.S. Soccer Federation referee programs. For more information, go to illinoisyouthsoccer.org.
And now, the latest Chicago area soccer news. Soccer news. With Coach Adam. Coach Adam.
I think there's some news.
Got a little news, yeah. Excited for tomorrow. So this would be Wednesday, September the 3rd. Hopefully people can jump on, hopefully. And that's going to be for our Coaches Connection. It's our virtual Coaches Connection. Those of you heard it last week. So any last minutes, we're going to be talking a little bit about what's happening within Illinois Youth Soccer, lots of courses, the State Cup, President's Cup, all the different changes that are taking place within that. And then also we have our friends at My Mentor who are going to be coming in, and they'll be talking a little bit about their platform, how we can use that for continuing professional development for coaches, because this is my big thing. Coaches, it's important to continue to develop, right? It's one thing, hey, I've taken a course, great, I'm good. No, it's always continuing. You got to continue to keep the axe sharp, as they say. You've got to continue to do that. So hopefully people can come in and listen to that. Should be a really good one. And lots of courses. Go to illinoisyouthsoccer.org. So some of those courses coming up. So for those coaches who are getting ready for their season to start, got a few courses end of this week, early next week, to wrap things up, to make sure that everybody's certified, ready to go.
Okay, sounds good. All right, it's time for our predictions. Every year people tune in for this because we are so good at this. And actually, we are pretty good at it. We have, the last few years, done quite well with our choices. Last year, both of us picked the Final Four correctly. This year is more up in the air, I think, than the previous year. So let's see how we're going to do this. Let's start with the bottom. All right, we're going to start with who do you think is going to finish in 20th place and be relegated this year?
For my 20th place, I'm actually going to go with a team, even though they've started okay, but I think, fortunately for them, they're going to be struggling. It's going to be Leeds United.
Yeah, that's who I have too. 20th place. 19th.
19th. Yeah, this is a tough one because now I think there's some teams that are getting closer to them in terms of regular teams, but I'm still going to unfortunately go for Burnley. 19th.
Okay. I've seen Burnley play. I've got a funny feeling they're going to be able to stay up this time.
Okay. All right.
I know. Yeah, your buddy will be happy to hear that. My guess, I have just over the last few years, it just felt like this is heading this way eventually, and I think it's going to be this year. I think Wolverhampton is going to be going down. I've got them at 19th.
I'm with you. I'm with you with the Wolverhampton, and I got them at 18th. I think, unfortunately, it's going to be the end of the road. And I've visited both those stadiums, Burnley and Wolverhampton. The thing that kind of takes it over the edge for me for Wolverhampton is I think Sunderland's going to stay up just because of they got such great home support.
Yes.
The crowd is just amazing. And I think that's going to help them get some wins at home, where I think it might be tougher for Burnley and Leeds. Now, Leeds don't get me wrong, they all got great support, but Sunderland's just, for me, it's a little bit different level. So there's my bottom three. Wolves, Burnley, Leeds.
Okay, I've got a surprise one in here. For my 18th pick. And I hate to say this because I'm going to visit their stadium this year. But I just have a funny feeling that Brentford's luck has run out. And I know that they still have some talent on that team, but they've lost their coach, they've lost their best players. They don't really have that long history of being up in the Premier League, and I just have a funny feeling that this is the year that they slip. Mm-hmm. So it's an upset pick, I know. It'll probably be one of the two teams that came up, either Burnley or Sunderland, but I'm picking Brentford this time.
Yeah, so, I get you.
My apologies to the Brentford fans. Mm-hmm. All right, the more fun part. Let's talk about the ones that are going to finish in the top four. And I'm guessing we probably have the same four teams. I'm wondering if we have them in the same order.
Yes.
And let's start with who you think is going to finish in fourth place.
In fourth place, Manchester City.
That's where I have them. Very good. Man City, fourth place. What about third place?
Third place, no longer the bridesmaid. They are the bronze medalist. Arsenal will be in third place.
Okay, I have Chelsea.
Really?
In third place, yes.
Surprising.
Uh-huh. So I think we know where we're going here. Number two, who is this year's bridesmaid?
Oh, it was a tough one.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to come a little short, but the boys in blue, they're just going to miss out, but it's still going to be a good season for them. Chelsea will finish in second place this year.
Okay. And I have the perpetual bridesmaid. She knows how to wear the dress. We'll be wearing it again to this year's wedding. And that is Arsenal. I've got them at second place again. And so we both have the same champion.
Well, no, actually, I have a different one.
Brentford.
Just kidding. I think Man United's going to surge all the way up to the top. Yeah, I mean, you spend £650 million in the transfer. I mean, it's going to be amazing. Yeah, Liverpool, they just added another massive thing. I think they could win everything. I think they could win it all. Champions League. But you know what they can't do? Is they can't be the world champions because Chelsea are the world champions. But Liverpool are my champions of the Premier League. They win it they'll win it on goal differential over Chelsea. There you go.
It's going to be close. And I do think it is possible for one of those other three teams to win it this year because Liverpool's defense is a little tricky. Now, they can score like 35 goals a game, so that's going to be helpful.
That's the thing. That's true. They just added another striker, so that's the thing.
Yeah.
But, it'll be good. It'll be good.
Time now to guess the Premier League star.
All right, I think this one's fairly easy also, but we'll see. And definitely a Premier League star. He's young. He's young. He's 24 years old.
Okay.
And I'm thinking this one clue may be the tip-off here. All right. He has a Jamaican father and a Welsh mother. Okay.
Jamaican father, Welsh mother. Does he play for Wales?
He does. He's currently playing for one of the teams in London.
Interesting.
It's his second Premier League team. The other one played it in a forest somewhere.
He played in a forest?
They played in a forest somewhere.
Okay, all right. So he's recently gone from Nottingham Forest to a team in London.
Correct.
Would that team be Tottenham Hotspur?
That team would be.
All right. And it's off to a decent start, would you say?
Why, he's one of the league's top scorers right now.
Well, there you go. There you go.
With he's got 2 goals.
2 goals. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's decent.
Yeah.
I mean, he scored 2 goals. But I think he's one of those players that is, by the way, it's Brennan Johnson, by the way, I think is who we're talking about. But he's one of those players that I don't know if he gets the credit he fully deserves.
Yeah, I agree.
He's like, I think he's been pretty consistent for Tottenham. As a winger, I think he's got like 20 goals in like 60 games, which is,
that's excellent.
Goal every 3 games. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he was great for Forest too, I thought.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. And to be fair, he left Forest, and now Forest is doing well, although I didn't see that result against West Ham coming. That was a bit of a shocker. That was just unbelievable.
And
3-0 they lost.
Neither of us chose them in our top 4 for sure.
Yeah. I think Forest is going to be, they'll be in that top half. Yeah. I really like how they play, but West Ham just was able to stifle them a little bit. But yeah, crazy.
Well, West Ham scored 3 goals in the last few minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Last 5-6 minutes they scored.
Yeah.
The first goal. But again, I would say for Forest, they struggled to get things going in the attack. West Ham was very good defensively.
Yeah.
Played a low block because they'd given up a lot of goals. I mean, they gave up 5 against Chelsea in the first in their first home game, 3 the previously, so 8 goals in 2 games.
And Graham Potter is still there, right?
Yes.
And he was on the hot seat. I mean, I think
sure.
You can't be relegated when you're one of those London clubs.
Yeah, right. And I'll give Graham Potter a lot of credit. I mean, under pressure, comes out with a good game plan and ends up winning 3-0 away at Nottingham Forest. I don't think anybody would have bet on that happening. So give him a lot of credit there. So hopefully West Ham is now on a bit of an upward spiral.
Now time for Adam's Weekend Soccer TV Tip.
Okay, I got some sad news, everybody.
Oh my goodness, this was awful. It's terrible. We've got a week off. It's like, this is the worst part. I mean, here's what I should suggest to people do is just go on vacation and just again enjoy themselves, do something, get away, whatever. The only thing, and I'll be honest with you, this was the hardest week to find a game. Even the World Cup qualifiers are rubbish.
Oh, I mean, really?
Every game, it's been really, really tough. So I do have a couple of games that we can watch, but I mean, as long as you want to watch Armenia versus Portugal today, I mean, it's like ridiculous. Yeah. Austria, Cyprus, woohoo! Yeah, can't wait for that San Marino, Bosnia Herzegovina game. Gotta love that. But my goodness, it's been really tough to find some games. But so what we did, and this still bothers me, and I'm sure it bothers a lot of us. Well, we've got to change this at some point. USA's playing on Saturday, but we've still got MLS games going on. I don't know why. That's a tough one. So there's a little bit of a double header. So USA's playing South Korea, which should be an okay game. But again, does it have all the players? I don't know. It's probably going to have the European players. Pulisic will be in, and all of those guys. Tyler Adams will be in. So I mean, they'll have some decent players. So definitely worth watching. That game. And then right after that is our local team, Chicago Fire. Definitely worth watching because they're in a bit of a playoff race with Greg at the helm. Yep. They're playing New England, so it's basically the next 2 teams. Whoever wins that will jump into the playoff places. So there's my 2 tips.
Okay.
Come to the USA and watch USA South Korea. That's on Saturday. Follow it up with the Fire versus New England. So should be
American soccer. All right.
There you go.
All right, we have some people to thank. We need to thank executive producer Tony Lasano. Also, thanks to Ed Silla, our distributor with the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Great Talk Radio isn't dead. It's just moved to a better place, which is RadioMisfits.com. So it looks like next week we're off because there will be nothing to talk about. But we'll be back again in 2 weeks with another episode of Free Kicks.
The preceding was a presentation of the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Find our other great shows on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and at RadioMisfits.com. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Opie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?